The time has come for more delightful Cities of Sigmar models. This time around we've got Freeguild Masters to look at, and I'm excited. I think it's fair to say that overall the Cities of Sigmar range is somewhat behind the times. There's lots of really cool models in there. They're all very old. Very, very old, really getting on a bit. A lot of it feels like all the stuff that they had from fantasy that they didn't know what to do with, they just sort of shoved it all in one range of AOS and went, we'll deal with that later. At some point in the future, we will get round to sorting that, and that time is now, in like the 3rd edition of the game. But it's fine, because we got there in the end, and frankly, some of the Cities of Sigmar stuff they've shown us so far, I've been really, really liking. So here we have a Freeguild Marshal and a Relic Envoy who is carrying a stick with a tiny house with a head in it, which I know that's not the actual description of that thing, but I've just decided that's what I'm going to refer to it as, because that is close enough. And I have to admit, I love the fact that it's got the little doors on it. It's fantastic. Sometimes the head gets chatty, you just got to shut it away. That's not how that works, but never mind. You'll also note that there is a skull on top of the house that contains the head. That is a permanent threat for the head not to get too lippy. If you get too lippy, you become the thing on top of the house, not the thing that's in the house. So just, keep your judgments to yourself. In all seriousness though, I actually really like these. I especially like the armour. I'm liking the direction they've gone with having this kind of more angular armour for these guys. It just works really, really well. It separates them a little bit from things like the Stormcast Eternals. Like, they're very smooth, they're very rounded, they are designed to look very kind of heroic. The armour's extremely sculpted to I'd say not the ideal human form, but the this is what peak physical performance looks like sort of approach. These are a lot more angular, they're a lot more ornate in a way in terms of all the filigree that's on them, but they're also a lot simpler in terms of the shape. I don't know, I'm really, really liking how they look. I'm liking the poses as well. I like the fact that the Freeguild Marshal, whilst he is standing in a heroic fashion, it's not necessarily a tactical rock approach. It's just built up, which, I don't know, I mean, they have that option. It'd be nice to see it more, because the lack of tactical rock is actually improving the model for me there. He has, of course, got a huge crest on his helmet. I'm liking that a lot. The hair is suitably unkempt. That is bed hair, if ever I've seen it. That's someone who put some product in their hair the night before, then went to sleep, and then woke up and couldn't be bothered to do anything with it. For a perfect example of that, see me right now, because I couldn't be bothered to do anything with this morning. It's fine. I'm not going out anywhere. It's not like anyone's going to see me. Oh, wait. I really am liking these two a lot. I really love the kind of just the darker aesthetic they're going for here. It works super well for me. I will say as well, the face on the Relic Envoy, that face right there, that is a very real face. I don't know how else to put this. It's almost approaching a bit Uncanny Valley for me. It's a very realistic face. I can't tell if I like how real that face is. Even putting my glasses on, I still think that looks pretty decent. I think the problem is it looks like someone I know. I know someone who looks like that. Oh, that's freaking me out now. I just want to point out, I didn't actually read this article before we started, right? I just jumped into it. I just jumped in because I wanted to do it. I was going to say I wanted to do it raw, but that is an awful... Oh no. Anyway, forget that last bit. The point is that I joked about the head getting too lippy and becoming the skull on top of it doesn't keep its mouth down. I wasn't that far off. I was not that far off. So the Relic Envoy carries an artifact or relic from their family line. Particularly morbid mementos may even be blessed with death rites, allowing the mummified heads of revered relatives to whisper advice or embarrassing anecdotes from beyond the grave. I called it. I just called it. I was right there. I knew what the deal was, and I didn't even have to look. Brilliant. So that could in fact be their granddad just in a box chatting nonsense to them. You don't know. It could be. To be fair, you'd expect the head to get a bit lippy after a while, because it's got to be not the most interesting of existences living in a tiny box on top of a stick. It's just not got to be that great. Anyway, we do have a nice rear view there of the Marshal, which admittedly, it mostly just shows off the cloak, but it's a good cloak. It's a nice cloak. I like that cloak. I'll take it. That's a quality cloak. Also, that rear view does reinforce my belief that he just has extreme bed hair going on, so that's nice. Do like that hammer though. That is a fantastic hammer. Look at that. Oh yeah, that's got the right amount of. It's got the right sort of weighty weighty, brutal feel to it. I like that a lot. What I'm really excited about, though, are these alternate build options. I mean, these are going to be a nightmare to paint, alright? Let's just get that out of the way right now. I'm someone who does not do painting in sub-assemblies. I'm really bad at painting in sub-assemblies. I'm not great at painting full stop, but sub-assemblies, I just can't work out how to do it because I need to see the whole model together to know where to put things. And this one, these Freeguild marshals, like this particular model with its multiple options and stuff, and the shield in the front, or the hammer by the side, or the guns in the air, or the sword, you can't just put this together and paint it. Or at least you could, but it's going to be an absolute pain. Either way, I feel like. The question is, does it matter when it's this cool? I love these alternate build options. This is great. So we've got a shield, we've got a sword, we've got 2 guns. I mean, looking at it, you could probably mix and match quite a lot of this stuff, to be fair. You could have a pistol and the sword. You could have the hammer and the sword, or the hammer and a pistol. You could have the shield and the pistol if you want to go real rogue with it. I'm loving these alternate options. This is great. Feels like there's just a wealth of different opportunities for loadouts with this kit, and of course it means that the stuff that you don't stick on the dude, you then just have the part for customizing something else. Fantastic. I have really enjoyed what they've shown off for the Dawnbringer Crusades, for like the Cities of Sigmar update and stuff. All of it has looked really, really fun, really interesting. I'm loving the direction they're taking the armour. I'm really liking the weapons they're doing. The amount of customization on that Freeguild Marshal makes me super happy. I want to see more of that. Just more of that across the board for absolutely everything they do. After all, every weapon you don't use on a model is a weapon that you can use on something else. It just increases the amount of like kit bashing and customization you can do, and that's something I absolutely live for when it comes to the hobby. So I'm loving it. Loving what they're doing so far. The question is, what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things, Patreon, video, subscribe, all stuff. Click it if you like, don't click if you don't want to. And as always, there's an affiliate link in the description for Element Games, which you can use to support the channel if you would like. I leave it in your capable hands. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.